And we next have a public hearing on, let's see, RZ 010 LE 007 Fleet Drive LLC to rezone from R1 to R12 to R12 to R12 to permit residential development at a density of 6.9 dwelling units per acre located on approximately 4.33 acres in the Lee District. And who do we have here who can reaffirm the affidavit? And this looks like Bob Lawrence.
Mr. Chair, Madam Chairman, for the record, my name is Bob Lawrence with the law firm of Reed Smith. We reaffirm the affidavit dated February 25th of this year.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any disclosures that need to be made by board members? I do not see anything that are listed. If there are no disclosures that are required, could staff please identify the property and describe this application to us?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'm St. Clair Williams with the Department of Planning and Zoning. The subject property is zoned R1 and R12. The area subject to the rezoning application is located on the west side of Beulah Street and the east side of Fleet Drive and abuts the single-family attached neighborhood of Franconia Commons to the north. With the exceptions of parcel 4 on the eastern portion of the site and parcel 60 in the northern portion of the site is currently developed with single-family detached dwellings and accessory structures. The applicant requests approval to rezone 4.33 acres from the R1 and R12 districts to the R12 district in order to permit the development of 30 single-family attached dwelling units at a density of 6.9 dwelling units per acre. The rezoning application area is a consolidation of 7 parcels. The proposed rezoning consolidation does not include 3 parcels, which were included in the development approved with RZ 2006 LE018. Subsequently, the applicant has also filed a PCA application to amend the proffers previously approved and delete land area from the development approved with RZ 2006-LE-018. The PCA application area is 3.68 acres. 2 entrances and 1 emergency access into the site are proposed from Fleet Drive. An acoustical wall is depicted along the rear lot lines of lots 21 through 30 to mitigate traffic-generated noise from Beulah Street. Approximately 28% of the site would remain as open space, with the majority of the open space proposed around a stormwater management dry pond near Fleet Drive. A tot lot, an area with benches for sitting, are depicted just to the east of the stormwater management pond. A 5-foot sidewalk is shown to be provided on both sides of the internal street, providing pedestrian access out to Fleet Drive. The GDP also depicts a 5-foot wide concrete sidewalk along the site's Fleet Drive frontage and an existing 5-foot sidewalk along the site's Beulah Street frontage, which will remain. Staff believes that the proposed application is in conformance with the comprehensive plan recommendations for the site and all applicable zoning ordinance standards. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions of staff? Any questions of staff? If not, let's see, I'll turn things back over to Mr. Lawrence. Do you have a presentation for us?
Madam Chairman, I'll be very brief, but I just wanted to point out that the bulk of this property was rezoned to the R12 back in 2007. Can you see this? Can you reduce that? At that time, there was an assemblage of 9 of the 10 available parcels for redevelopment. The parcel you see outlined in yellow was not a part of that application. Subsequent to the rezoning of the property, the applicant was able to get a contract on the remaining parcels so that all of the 10 parcels that were available for redevelopment in this triangle would be in a coordinated development. So basically the rezoning was to rezone this parcel to what is around it, and the PCA is to incorporate this parcel into the development that was previously approved. The application has the unanimous support of the Lee District Committee. The Planning Commission recommended it unanimously, and the changes that we made to the proffers were requests from the Lee District. I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Are there any questions of Mr. Lawrence? If not, thank you very much. This is a public hearing. We have one speaker who has signed up in advance to testify, and that is Will Radle. Welcome, Mr. Radle. Is there anyone else who is here this afternoon who would like to testify? Anyone else who would like to testify? Okay, Mr. Radle, you will be our first and last speaker. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Will Radle, with 20 years' experience serving on state, regional, and local public committees as well as nonprofit boards. My focus remains creating effective, sustainable solutions to the challenges facing our community. It has been my privilege and my responsibility to represent Franconia Commons to the Lead District Land Use Committee since 2004. On February 28th, the committee, which is comprised of past commissioners, planning commissioners, former candidates for the Board of Supervisors, as well as 8 homeowners associations, civic organizations, unanimously 22-0 supported this application. We've been through a process beginning in 2006, 2007 in favor of it. The staff is making a solid recommendation for it. And on March 2nd, the commissioners voted in favor of it unanimously. So I recommend approval. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Radle. Appreciate your testimony. If there are no other speakers, I will close the public hearing. There's no need for rebuttal. Is there any items for the record? No items for the record. I'll turn things back over to our county staff to give us the staff and the Planning Commission recommendation.
On March 2nd, 2011, the Planning Commission voted to recommend approval of RZ 2010 LE007 and PCA 2006 LE018, subject to the proffers consistent with the proffers now dated March 4th, 2011. The Planning Commission also voted to recommend approval of the requested waivers and modification. Staff concurs with those recommendations. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you so much. And this is in the lead district. Supervisor McKay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a relatively simple case, although, as was mentioned earlier, this case previously came to the board in 2007 and for various economic reasons was not able to be developed. I am happy with the applicant's commitment to keep the proffer package we had created 4 years ago while making minor adjustments requested by the staff in the course of reviewing this application. It is important to note that the 2007 proffers will remain in effect for the 3 parcels along Beulah Street that were not able to be assembled with this package. Both the Planning Commission and the Lead District Land Use Committee supported these applications, and as been mentioned, the Land Use Committee supported this application by a 22-0 vote. With that, Madam Chairman, I move the Board of Supervisors approve RZ 2010 LE007, subject to the executed proffers dated March 4th, 2011. I further move the Board approve PCA 2006 LE-018, subject to the executed proffers dated March 4th, 2011, and move that the Board of Supervisors approve a waiver of the maximum 600-foot private street requirement. Finally, I move that the Board of Supervisors approve a deviation from the tree preservation target in favor of that shown on the GDP.
Motion made by Supervisor McKay and seconded by Supervisor Faust. Is there discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, and that motion carries. Is that it, Supervisor McKay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you to our applicant and staff. Before